Hey everyone, Jeff Cadillac here doing videos for the 2017 NFL season, week 1. First video this week. We're doing 3 videos this week, so definitely check out my website to find out some more information at jeffcadillac.com. Week 1, we're talking the Atlanta Falcons versus the Chicago Bears. This game is being played at Soldier Field. Chicago Bears are getting +7, and I'll tell you something, folks. I like this game. I like it a lot. I think the Chicago Bears are going to surprise a lot of people in this game. They might not have the greatest season in the world come 2017, but John Fox, their head coach, is definitely on the hot seat. Now, there may be a little bit spillover from the Atlanta Falcons losing the Super Bowl against New England, but in this game, I can tell you right now why I like the Chicago Bears. First off, the runner-up in the Super Bowl, since 1999, the following year, Game 1 is 5-13 straight up and 3-15 against the spread. So that tells you that there's a little hangover in anticipation for the Atlanta Falcons. Plus, they haven't had really a great preseason. Now, I'll tell you something. I don't usually take preseason heavily because a lot of things are going on during the preseason. But this is one stat that I got to tell you that I love and, weighs heavily on the decision. But Chicago Bears, they're at home for the first game of the season. They're looking pretty good so far. They made a lot of changes because John Fox doesn't want to go out as a loser. And, I like this game so far. Last 5 games, in fact, Chicago versus Atlanta. Chicago is 3-2 straight up and against the spread. Plus, that includes Chicago at home 2-0 straight up and against the spread versus Atlanta. Now, Atlanta looks great on paper. Don't get me wrong. It's a great-looking team. But then again, a lot of great-looking teams on paper didn't always finish out the season on a strong note. So, anything can happen in the NFL. Right now, Chicago Bears are getting 7 points. You also have 2 new coordinators for Atlanta, which weighs very heavily in the decision that I've made on this game. You have offensive coordinator, brand new for Atlanta. You have also defensive coordinator, brand new for Atlanta. Both these new coordinators, a lot of kinks have to be played out. We'll see what happens, and game 1, usually sometimes there's a lot of letdown. So we'll see what happens. New schemes, new terminology. They've had training camp, but a lot of times the preseason, you're playing a lot of different players. You want to see, you want to fill out the roster, basically. So we'll see what happens there. Right now, I love Chicago in this game. I'm going to tell you what. Mike Glennon also, the quarterback of Chicago, he knows Atlanta very well. He was at Tampa Bay the last few years, and he saw Atlanta twice every year. He was sitting on the bench probably taking notes. Last 2 years, he was backup behind Jameis Winston in Tampa Bay. So he was able to see firsthand what Atlanta does, what Atlanta doesn't do. And that's very important for a quarterback going in. Mike Glennon, he's signed that big contract in the offseason for Chicago. He's got Mitch Trubisky right behind him, sitting on the bench, biting at the bit. We'll see what happens. But I like Chicago +7 in this game. And, hey, we'll see what happens. A lot of times people see my videos, they say, hey, this guy likes the favorites. But in this game here, I like Chicago +7 at home. Now, you can find all the rest of my NFL analysis on my website at jeffcadillac.com. You can also find my best bet on Twitter at jeffcadillac1 on Fridays. So stay tuned. I think it's going to be a very good season. And I'll talk to you soon. We got 2 more videos coming up, so stay tuned.